The Bilkis Bano case is something that shocked everyone in this country. The horror of it shocked everyone in this country in 2002. And here was this extremely brave woman who had suffered what no one can even imagine suffering, fighting in court, fighting against terrible odds, and finally seeing to it that those who had violated her in every possible way and killed her child in front of her eyes and her family members, etc., were finally convicted and sent to jail in 2008. And now, once again, I think perhaps even a larger section of people have been horrified by the way in which the Gujarat government has granted remission to these 11 convicts and allowed them to go scot free. What was even more disturbing and horrifying was the way in which these criminals were greeted and felicitated by people belonging to the Hindutva ideology on their release. And this has raised very, very big questions in minds of people everywhere in this country, because one of those who was on the committee that actually advised the government of Gujarat to give them the advantage of remission, one of them is on record as saying that these are Brahmins and Sanskari. That means they are Brahmins with good, who have who are good in their behavior. So this has raised many questions, that now are people going to be judged for crimes on the basis of their caste, on the basis of their community, and on the caste and community of their victims? And does that mean the end of the rule of law as we know it and as our constitution envisages in the future? So these are very large questions that go beyond the fight of Bilkis Bano for justice, and that is why this PIL was filed in the Supreme Court by Kapil Sibal and Aparna Dutt, and I was one of the petitioners along with Revati Lal and Srimati Ruprekha Verma. And actually, the Chief Justice heard it on his last day as Chief Justice, and it was a tense moment, because there was the chance that the court would sort of refuse to hear this petition. But we were, what should I say, we were fortunate, we had a very good lawyer, and also that the Chief Justice himself gave a indication of his mind when he said that Supreme Court had not told the Gujarat government to actually grant them remission, but had told them that they were legally allowed to try the case and come to a decision. So he made that statement in court, and after that, he passed an order asking the Gujarat government to reply and respond to this petition. And we on our side also said that we would give notice to the criminals so that they could also have an opportunity to respond. The Chief Justice also said that it should be heard within 15 days. So now the big battle is going to be to get an early hearing, to collect all the papers, because the order of remission has still not been made public. So that has to be obtained, and basically what is going to be challenged is there in our petition is the way in which this order was passed. So that is something now that is sub judice, it is before the courts, and we are hoping against hope that a door opening the way to justice, which could have been slammed in our faces on that day in the Supreme Court, has actually been opened a little further, and there is hope that we will be able to advance. But the people of our country, the citizens of our country must also fight, because this battle is not for Bilkis. The battle goes much beyond that. The battle is to preserve the rule of law. The battle is to punish these kinds of criminals and to keep them away from society. Already people in Bilkis's village belonging to the minority community are running away. So this is a very important case. This is a very important cause. People are gathering, people are protesting, and this needs to continue. Every citizen of India must feel that he and she are fighting this case, not Bilkis Bano. Bilkis Bano cannot be left to stand alone. We have to all stand with her.